that do seem to have some generality, one of which is that similarity is important not only in attraction, but in relationship satisfaction. For example, when wives and husbands have similar personalities and interests, they tend to report greater marital satisfaction and happiness. And demographic similarities, such as age, education, and religion, are also significant predictors of satisfaction and stability in friendships, romantic relationships, and marriages. Another factor that I'd like to discuss is one that's been studied mostly in the United States, so it may not apply cross-culturally, but it would still be very interesting to discuss in the class forums. At least in the United States, marital satisfaction is much higher when people believe that household work and childcare have been divided fairly. In fact, the Pew Research Center published a national study in the U.S. on this topic, subtitled, "I like hugs, I like kisses, but what I really love is help with the dishes." What the study found was that 62% of those surveyed saw shared household chores as very important for a successful marriage, almost as many as the number who saw sex as very important, and ahead of adequate income, good housing, and shared religious beliefs. One last topic that I'd like to discuss is whether couples who rarely fight with each other are more likely than other couples to stay together. And the answer here might surprise you. Although the research record is somewhat mixed, it appears that the amount of conflict in a relationship, for example, the number of arguments, does not do a very good job of predicting the level of marital happiness or whether a couple will stay together. What does seem to matter is the overall ratio of positive to negative interactions. On the positive side, things like touching, smiling, complimenting, laughing together. And on the negative side, arguing, insulting, blaming, and so on. In fact, John Gottman, who's one of the leading researchers in this area, has been able to predict marital success surprisingly well based on whether a couple's ratio of positive to negative interactions is at least 5-to-1. That is, he finds that if a couple has at least 5 positive interactions for every negative one, regardless of how many negative interactions take place, the couple will probably stay together. On the other hand, marriages that fall below that magic figure of 5-to-1 are at high risk for divorce. Dr. Gottman was kind enough to let me